Chairman and Commissioners. These regulations are already being violated in unincorporated areas. In between Vista and San Marcos, there's two dispensaries. One that already has a Superior Court ruling saying to shut down, yet they both still are in operation. The problem with these...
Sir, could we have your name for the record?
Oh, sorry, John Byram, A46 La Tortuga, Vista.
Thank you.
The problem with these regulations is that the marijuana dispensaries, they routinely violate them. And it costs the county of San Diego and to enforce them lots of money. I mean, this is ongoing. This has been going on. They've been told to shut down about almost a year ago, and they're still going. Over 200 cities and 40 counties in California have done bans, and in an effort to avoid these types of problems. Thank you very much.
But staff, you have anything to elaborate about code enforcement on these? What's the procedure?
Yeah, Vice Chairman Brooks, it is true that there are facilities out in unincorporated county that were illegally established. My understanding is that code enforcement, the sheriffs, is pursuing the appropriate means to make sure that those illegal uses go away.
So to the last speaker, you need to contact the county code enforcement and let them know.
I was the one who told them.
Okay, well, good. Thank you, brother.
Vice Chair, what we could do is after the hearing, staff can talk to that gentleman and get the address when we find out what the status of those enforcement cases are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's good to be here this morning, and thank you for your time and your patience in listening to us. I have a group of people, other county and community members supporting me behind me right now. My name's Tom Hetherington. I live in the city limits. I have a business on 14866 West Lilac Road in Bonsall. And so I'm concerned what takes place in the county as well as what takes place in the city. I know we're here for a couple of minor changes in the county's regulation, but the present situation regarding the marijuana stores is creating a couple of major concerns that I wanted to point out. There are approximately there's approximately 17 marijuana shops operating illegally in the county as we speak. And some of these have been, there's been some numerous robberies because of the amount of cash and the pot that's in these locations. And I have a list for you today of current crime that has taken place from specific robberies of the marijuana pot shops. And I'm going to leave this list up here for you. Also, the newspaper accounts of the Planning Commission meetings, both for the city yesterday and the county today, mention the issue of access. We think it's disingenuous to say that without numerous retail establishments that these people have no source for their marijuana. Also, I have a list for you today of 35 delivery services in and around San Diego County. So they do have access to their medical marijuana. Law enforcement and code enforcement are expending numerous amounts of resources dealing with these illegal operations. As the LA Times recently noted, that the cities that are overrun with marijuana stores are those who tried to regulate them. Those cities that just outright banned them fared much better, and 200 cities and 14 counties have already banned pot shops. Further, we think that the marijuana stores are violating the state laws described in the Attorney General's guidelines. Once again, I'd like to leave a list of safe access to the medical marijuana and some of the information on the crime that some of the people claim there's no crime around.
Sir, in leaving that to us, would you give staff one of those, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just give you the whole.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
And again, staff is going to meet with those of you that know about illegal activities and non-conform after this hearing. So if you stay around a few minutes after, they can meet with you. Thank you. Miss?
Barbara Gordon, 6401 Bristol Road. I just would like to thank you for listening to us today. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, by the time our teenagers graduate from high school, 42% of them have tried marijuana. And I'm a director of several youth mentoring programs, and I have seen marijuana, the adverse effect physically, mentally, and emotionally, and behavior on my teenagers. Daily use of marijuana adversely affects the academic achievement of our young people. And because of this, I am, and many of us are very concerned about marijuana being sold in our communities. We need to protect our communities from the drug dealing and crime that is associated with these storefronts, and they undermine our neighborhoods, and citizens are very concerned. And we really hope that this ordinance can strongly regulate these establishments and protect our families and our residents and our businesses in San Diego County. We really hope. Thank you.
And that's our purpose, is try to tighten the verbiage and make it more clear on what these can and cannot do. That's our purpose here today.
Hello, my name is Janet Asaro. I live at 7711 Petersall Street in Carlsbad. I'm just going to share 2 brief paragraphs from Save Our Society from Drugs, and you should have received this letter. 1, dispensaries are easy marks for criminal activities because of valuable marijuana crops and large amounts of cash. Operators of dispensaries have been attacked and murdered by armed criminals, both at their storefronts and homes. Common secondary byproducts related to dispensaries include drug dealing, sales to minors, loitering, heavy vehicle and foot traffic, and robberies of customers just outside the facilities. Thanks to the exhaustive efforts of community coalitions, as you've heard, within the last 2 years, 200 cities and 14 counties have banned pot shops. This number speaks volume about what happens when communities see through the smokescreen and are enlightened as to what pot shops really bring their communities. More illegal drug use, more crimes, and more of our youth being sold marijuana, and sometimes other drugs from the so-called medical marijuana patient.
Thank you.
Mr. Miller's preparing his presentation. If the next 5 speakers come forward, Kathy Hibba, Judy Strong, Don Stevens, Patrice Gold, and Lisa Silverman. I note on some of these it says wish to cede time. Mr. Chairman, I don't think we normally cede time, but if you need more than 3 minutes, you can discuss with the chairman if your requirements.
You have at your disposal a, what are these called? Pointer. No, what, you have it up there. So if you, the laser pointer, if you care to use it. Now we'd like to know who you are.
My name is,
we'd like to know who you are and where you live.
Sure. My name is Kevin Miller. I live at 1350 Main Street in El Cajon, and I'm the church administrator at Foothills Christian Church in El Cajon. It's on 365 and 315 West Bradley, and you can see a picture of it there. My concern, and I have a question you can maybe help me with, is we have thousands of kids who come weekly to our church. It's a large church, and we're really outreach to the youth. And the problem is with the ordinance as I read it, the spirit of it is that no dispensary would be placed within 1,000 feet of a school or church or youth impacted zone. The problem is that, as you can see here, those red zones, those are all, by the ordinance, allowed. They're immediately across the street in very close proximity to the church.
It's 1,000 feet away from the church or more, right?
Well, the problem is that we're in the city. We're in the city of El Cajon, so we're on one side of Bradley, and if you walk across the street, then you're in the county.
I know the area.
Okay, so
It's funny.
what I think would be in the pursuit of the spirit of it, to keep it 1,000 feet away, I understand there's some problems in enforcing it when it's county-city boundary, is how can we rewrite this or amend this to be 1,000 feet from establishments like my own, or from a boundary that prohibits you from enforcing it. So if it was 1,000 feet from a city boundary, then we wouldn't have the problem with having it just at Really, it could be right across the street from me. But the spirit is to keep it away from the
That's your
proximity of these
spirit.
kids.
That is your spirit.
So, that's my question, is how do we do that?
Well, we'll find out, thank you, sir.